Guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig and this is Thea, and we are here with another Thea and Dad review show.
Thea and Dad review show.
I know, you miss a week and you forget what you're doing. This is the Thea and Dad review show. I am Dad, this is Thea. And last week you had Ryland, next week you've got Ryland, but this week you got the GOAT. You got the greatest of all time, the one and only Thea Petty. And you're actually reviewing a couple of items out of your show this week, aren't you?
Yes.
Two tricks that actually Thea has recently put into her show that we've been asked to speak about. So that's what we're going to do. But we're going to start off with one of the most popular tricks at the Blackpool Magic Convention 2026. It was a complete sellout. A lot of people were saying this was the trick of the convention, and now it's available to everybody through Murphy's Magic. We're going to start off with Captivate. So Thea, we're going to start off with Captivate, right?
Yes.
Now Captivate is by Christian Grace. It got released at the Blackpool Magic Convention this year, and Captivate, in essence, the TDLR on Captivate is effectively a card vanishes from the deck and appears in a baseball cap. Now, you're about to see a performance of this. Thea did a performance of this for her Instagram. And because it's on Instagram, you know, if you've been following the Thea experiment, you'll know this. Instagram has to be quite short and quite quick in order to get views. So Thea and Ryland faked it on the Instagram, only insofar as Ryland was told to name the Queen of Hearts. Yes. So when you see the performance in a second, we'll get into this in more detail when we talk about the trick, but when you see the performance and Thea says, hey, Ryan, name a card, it's not that clean when you do it in the real world. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, name a card, but this was the best way to do it to Instagram. So without further ado, let's have a look at the performance, and then when we come back, we'll talk about what we think.
Hey, Ryan, what are you doing? Oh, I've been rehearsing, so I'm just having a nice holiday. Do you want to see a trick? Sure. Okay. Favourite card? Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts. This cap is empty, isn't it? What's this? So you can see one card appears. That card. What? Is your card. So it's the Queen of Hearts.
So, I know that you love this, and I want to get your opinion on it in a second. Can I give people kind of a rough idea of what you actually get? Because there's two versions of this, and a lot of people don't understand the version. So, there's the face-up version and the face-down version. With both versions, you get gimmicked cards. The difference is, with the face-up version, which is the version that you used, you have to force the card ahead of time, or have a brother that you can just turn around to and say, do me a favour, mate, name the Queen of Hearts. But generally, you'll have to force that card from the deck. So I know you're wanting to do this in your real world work. I imagine you do a riffle force. I imagine you just have a deck of cards in play, riffle force the top card of the deck, and is that how you do it? I'm assuming, yeah, okay. So you'd have, with the face-up version, you have to riffle force a card, and then you can show your cap empty, and the card appears inside the cap. That's the face-up version. Now the face-down version is slightly different. The face-down version, the card appears face down in the hat, because it's double-backed, so it appears face down regardless. Now the reason that's useful is if you want to do this with a signed card, because if you want to do this with a signed card, the way that Christian suggests doing it is having the card signed, control to the top of the deck. And I feel it's important to tell people this. If you want to do the signed card version, you have to palm a card. Your hands are too little to palm cards at the moment. You'd have to palm a card, and when the card is palmed, you'd take the hat off, you'd show, boom, the appearance of the card, and then what you'd do is you'd you'd show the appearance of the card, and then you reach into the hat and pull the card out, and it's their signed card. So the card appears face down, and then you take it out. Technically, I suppose you could put it on top of the deck and do a double turnover, but there's issues with that, in all honesty with you. So if you want to actually have the signed card version, get the face down card version. The negative with the signed card version is you can't show the card immediately upon its appearance. You have to palm a card, which isn't a problem for most people. You have to palm a card. But the biggest problem, or not a problem, but something you need to be aware of, is once you've pulled out that signed card, the hat goes back on the head immediately, but you're going to have that card inside your hat. So before you go to the next table or wherever it is that you're performing, you're going to have to take that card out and reset it. So with that in mind, Thea, let's talk about this. So you love this, don't you? Is it fair to say you saw this and you immediately fell in love with it? Why do you like it so much?
I just think it's a really good trick because, like, you've been wearing this hat, then you force a card, obviously, but they wouldn't know you forced a card. But then they have a look at that card, and then that card like appears in the hat.
It does, and it looks so visual because they see the hat empty, and it appears inside there. Now the card is custom made. So you have to prepare the hat ahead of time. How long does it take to prep the hat?
Maybe a few...
I'd say just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, just maybe a few seconds.
Because one thing that Christian says on the tutorial is that you can have the card, the gimmicked card that you have for Captivate, you can have it like palmed, because without giving too much away, is it here? There it is. Without giving too much away, there you go. Without giving too much away, I'm just going to borrow your gimmick for a minute, if that's okay, Thea. Without giving too much away, and I think it's really important that you see this. That is palmed. You know, this gimmick is now palmed in my hand. It doesn't look it because when the gimmick is concealed, it looks nothing. So you could, for example, you know, make it appear very, very easily and very, very quickly. Just by reaching out into the air. If you wanted to do like Ryland style card manipulation, but you haven't got the skill of Ryland, you could literally just boom, reach out and produce the card. I'm seeing people on social media that are using this gimmick to have the card appear inside a glass and have the card appear inside a bottle and stuff like that. There's so many different ways that you can actually have this card appear. Obviously, there's a bunch of ideas that you can do with this. But because of that, Christian talks about how you can actually load the gimmick into a spectator's hat. So I've got the card palm now. If I borrowed a hat, I could take the hat off a spectator's head, take it and load the gimmick inside relatively easily. So you can have it appear inside a spectator's own hat. Now, obviously, the problem with that, if you're going to do the signed card version, you're going to be left with the gimmick inside the spectator's hat. So you'd have to palm it off afterwards. But that is possible. So prepping the hat doesn't take very long, does it?
No, it doesn't take that long, only like a few seconds.
And when you do it, it's almost pretty much angle proof, isn't it? When you take the hat off and you show it to everybody, it's angle proof. Like, you can't see anything, and there's no skill to it, is there? You just literally shake the hat,
and then it appears.
And it appears, and it looks really visual, and then you can take the card out and show it. My question for you is, when you so the biggest negative I find, I don't know if this is a negative or not, but it's something worth mentioning. When you take the card out the hat, so this is the card that's appeared. When you take it out of the hat and show it, they can't examine this card at all, can they? Like, at all. They can't look at it, they can't examine, well, they can look at it, but they can't examine it. You couldn't give it to them and say, have a look at this. Now, there are options. You could do a top change, you could do a switch, you could do a bunch of different stuff. But in terms of actually having this card immediately handed out to the spectator, you can't do that. Do you think that's an issue, or do you reckon it's
I don't think it's an issue because, well, you could basically, if you really wanted to hand it out or someone's asking, you could, just in case, have like a normal Queen of Hearts in your pocket.
Well, if you control the Queen of Hearts that you force to the top of the deck, like Christian talks about, you could do like a top change or something if you wanted.
Yeah, if you could also do that. Like, I don't think it's an issue that much, but like,
it's worth knowing about that.
Yeah,
you can't take the card out and immediately hand it to the spectators. That's not something you can do. Also, the ad copy says every hat will work. You had a couple of hats that didn't work. Yeah,
because my hat's like where it goes sort of on the side.
Without giving too much away.
Yeah, where it goes, it's kind of really like loose. Where the hats that he was using, I think it was like a little bit more tight where it had to go.
So most hats will work. Most baseball cap hats will work.
Yeah.
But you need to bear that in mind, because you need to bear it in mind. But yeah, you like wearing that Sligo hat, don't you?
Yes.
And although it did work with the Sligo hat, the entire back of the Sligo hat is see-through.
Yeah.
It's like mesh, and so it didn't really work very well in the Sligo hat either,
Yeah.
did it? For that very reason. Okay, so all in all, look, here's the thing. I don't wear baseball caps. Come on, you've known me for what?
I don't. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
12 years. Have you ever seen me wear a baseball cap?
I might put one on you later.
I'm not wearing a baseball cap. I don't do baseball
Yeah, that's
caps.
what I'm going to do later.
But because I don't do baseball caps, like, I'm not really going to be doing this. This is not something that I would do.
Yeah.
And also, when I go to gigs, it would be really, even if I thought, you know what, this is an amazing trick, I'm going to wear a baseball cap to do this, I wouldn't wear a hat like this in a gig. I just wouldn't, even if I was doing an outside festival. So realistically, the only time I could do this is if I was doing like you did a gig the other day where it was like the Stroud Festival.
Yes.
Where, I mean, we were only doing stage magic there. We
Yeah.
weren't doing close-up. But if you're booked to do close-up at an event like that, where it's like a big festival, there were loads of people walking around with hats. It would not look out of place for you to do close-up wearing a hat, or for you to borrow somebody's hat.
Yeah.
But the problem is at a corporate gig, or at a wedding, or something like that, how many times have you been to a corporate or a wedding and you've seen somebody wearing a hat in the audience? Like that. It just never happens, right? And also, you wouldn't wear a hat gigging,
Yeah,
would you? Would you ever would you go and do close-up and go, just going to put my little hat on?
I would never do that unless it's like hot outside and it's most people are wearing hats, and then I would put my hat on.
But it's unlikely.
Yeah, it's unlikely.
So that's it. So it then becomes, well, where would you do it? So if you are the sort of person that wear hats quite a lot, you could do this. But you've got to actively think to yourself, right, I'm going to prep this into my hat. You know, let's say you're a social performer, you're an amateur, you're a hobbyist, you're going out for the day and you want to make this an everyday carry. It could be an everyday carry, but you'd have to remember to put this in your hat. And once it's in your hat, it'll stay there until you need to use it. You could literally walk around all day with your hat on, and this would be primed and ready to go anytime you want to. But you do have to think about putting it in your hat. That's something to bear in mind. So I'm not going to do it. I think it's very clever. I might use the gimmick for something else, to be honest. I like the idea of having a card appear in a glass. I think that's quite good. That might be something that I go with, and a couple of other things. But in terms of this, I'm not going to do the card in hat. It's just not suitable for me as a performer. But it's good. It's good. I like it. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 79%. What about you?
I'm going to give it 90.
You're going to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Because you wear hats sometimes to school.
Like, yeah.
Would you do this to your mates at school?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. The only thing is, I only wear hats and I only take hats. Well, I always have a spare one in my bag to school, but like, I only really wear hats when it's hot and other people are wearing hats. So it's
so in England, that's like 2 weeks a year.
Yeah.
I'm with you. 90% from Thea and 79% from me. It's really good. It's good. Now, let's talk about an ACAAD. So next up, from the team from Paris, from the team from Paris, France, from Magic Dream, we have, this is a trick called Any Card at Any Dice. ACAAD. I've got it over here somewhere. It's here you go. Any card at any. There, that's it. Boom.
ACAAD.
ACAAD. Any card at any dice. Now, I know there has been some discussion on the internet about how original this is, and I know that a lot of people are comparing this to Greg Rostami's Supercan. I think it was Supercan, which I gave a great review to a couple of years ago. I am not going to get into this. I haven't done enough research to know one way or another whether they have copied it, whether they haven't copied it. This is not something I want to get into. I know that Greg is very, very well known for doing routines with the angel number and so on and so forth. And I know that that's something that's predated Greg from a maths point of view. This does have a very similar feel to it. The inclusion of the dice makes it different in my opinion. But I'm not going to get into the whys or wherefores and is this theirs or is it not theirs. I'm literally just going to review it because a lot of people have asked me to review it. So it's called Any Card at Any Dice, and it is a way of doing a self-working ACAAD. Now, if you don't know what ACAAD is, it's any card at any number. Someone names a card, someone names a number. The card appears at that number in the deck. What we have here is a very interesting way of doing this. The use of the dice is kind of really interesting. I'm not going to actually even say anything about this. We have a video of you performing this, don't we? So I'm going to actually show you this. I'm going to give you this video now. Have a look at the performance from Thea. Once you've had a look at the performance, we'll talk about exactly what we think.
This is day 11 of me performing a trick every single day. And today I'm going to show my dad a card trick.
This is what Groundhog Day feels like.
Right. Better be sensible in this.
I'm being
video.
very sensible. What do I do?
Right. Here I've got prediction, and before you say, do not look at it.
Okay, can I touch it?
No.
Okay, I won't touch it.
Okay. I've got a packet, I've got
Sorry.
cards. There's a punishment.
I'm a rebel.
There's a punishment after this episode now.
Okay. Yes,
we
it
do
is.
it again, we do. Now please make sure the cards are okay.
Are you all right? They're fine.
I said be sensible in this.
Oh, you told me to ask if the cards were okay. They're good.
Right, that's it. Right. Are they all different?
Yeah.
Are they okay?
They're fine. They're very healthy. Yes, they're a good pack of cards.
Now
They seem well adjusted.
Now I've also got some dice. Can you just please take them up like this?
That's a lot of dice.
Yes. You'll find out why in a second.
Okay.
And whilst you're doing that, I'll open something up on my phone. And with
Not the time for YouTube, there.
No, I'm trying to get something ready. Right, there
What,
we go.
YouTube?
No, calculator. Right, now once you've done that, just lay them onto the table, please.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. And then lay them into a row in any order you like.
Okay, well, we're going to put pink last because pink sucks.
Any order, we've got all day.
Have we? I think it's got to be less. I think it's got to be less than 3 minutes if it's an Instagram. So I really should hurry up.
Yes, you should. That's why I'm being sarcastic.
Okay.
Right. It's gone off. There we go. Face ID. Perfect. Right. Can you just show the camera that it is all empty and press the AC?
Oh, let me just turn the brightness down so they can see it properly. There you go. Is that okay, Michael? Okay.
Perfect.
What now?
Now all I want you to do is press 6 times
times
2.
Yep.
Times.
Yep.
4.
Got it.
Times 5.
Yep.
Times 5. Times 1. Times 4. Times 6. Times 1. Times 6. Times 3. Times 1.
Press
Press
equals.
the equals button.
518,400.
Okay, perfect. Now, what I want you to do is pick the deck of cards up, please.
Yes.
And all I want you to do is just deal 5 cards, please.
Why? Because that's a 5 at the beginning.
Yes, and 5.
1, 2, 3,
3,
4, 5. Yes.
No, 1.
1, got it, yeah.
And then 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
400. I mean 4, not 400.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Then 0 and 0. Okay, perfect. Now what is that card that you've landed?
It's the 6 of clubs. It could have been the 9 of hearts. It could have been the Queen of hearts.
Oh, it could have been
Yeah. Get on with it.
Queen
Queen
of
of
diamonds.
diamonds. Yes. Okay. It's the 6.
any card. It could have been any card at all. And it was the 6 of clubs. You won't believe this.
What?
But it is the 6 of clubs. And that is...
So that is any card at any dice. Now, to say this is self-working is an underestimation. This is so easy to do. You literally watch the tutorial and then within like literally 2 minutes you were performing it, weren't you? I mean,
Yes.
and I think at one point you were even fooling yourself as to how it was done. This, what you just saw, the procedure you saw, is exactly what happens. There is a so you don't get a deck of cards with this, or you do. Sorry, you do get a deck of cards. but you have to make the deck. It's a one-time setup. It's something you have to do once. You'll never have to do it again. But you gimmick up the deck. It's not difficult. You're not going to need to cut things up or glue things. But you have to do something to the deck to make it work. Now, once you've got the deck set up, the deck is ready to go. You have to use this deck for the trick. And also, you can't shuffle that deck of cards. Yeah. This deck of cards has to be in that exact order. So if you are wanting to give it the impression of being shuffled, you're going to have to do some full shuffles or something like that, because you can't just shuffle it, because it's going to ruin the trick. It's not going to work. So bear that in mind. The rest of it works exactly as you saw. So literally, technically it's not an any card, because it's a predicted card. The whole idea is there's a card prediction that's been there from the very beginning. You've predicted a card in whatever method you want to do. And once you've predicted the card, you go into the routine. You do exactly what you saw Thea do. The card that they end up on will be the card that you've predicted. That's basically effectively it. So it's less of an any card at any number, really, and it's more of a predicted card at generated number, because they have to generate the number using the dice. Now, it feels very fair, because you've got all these dice, you throw them on the table, you take them, they can put them in any order, they really can. You add them up, or you multiply them all together, you take that number, you deal down to that number, just like you saw Thea do. It's going to work itself. So it's completely self-working, it's going to work itself. But just so you're aware, there are a lot of limits to this trick. So they can't name a number at all in any way, shape or form. You have to go through the process you saw Thea do. You can't have them name a card. It's a predicted card. The other thing with the deck is they can't examine the deck. The deck is not examinable. So once they've seen the trick, if you give them the deck, they are going to think they know how it works. Now, in reality, they're not going to know completely how it works, but they're going to know enough to be able to go, oh, I see how it works. So you can't give them the deck to examine. The dice can be examined. All the dice can be examined. They're not loaded. They're not special in any way. They're regular dice, but the deck can't be examined. Now, with that in mind, what do you think of this? Because you perform this.
I think it's actually really good.
Would you do it? It doesn't seem like a theatre trick.
With the little thing that we had to do beforehand, before we filmed it, it was quite fiddly, which was which was annoying, which takes a downside to it, but I think it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you do it? It doesn't feel like a theatre trick to me.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it, but maybe Dad.
So we just had a bit of a glitch on our video camera, so
yes.
If there was a bit of a glitchy thing there, I'm very, very sorry. I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but we're back. I was just saying I wouldn't do this trick.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think it's a good trick. I think it's a great trick. I've just got better ways, or at least better for me, ways of accomplishing this. But if I was speaking to Thomas Maloney, and he said he'd love to do this, and he said his plan would be to give everyone on the table a die and get them all to throw the die and get somebody else to stack them up and have somebody else put the number in. And he said it's great because I'm getting so many people around the table involved with the trick, and that's very, very true. And that's a great reason to actually use this. I'm not saying this is a bad trick. It's not. I actually think the method's very clever. You get everything you need to be able to perform the trick, but for me, I'm not going to do this. So I'm going to give it 79%. It's the highest mark I can give something if I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but I think it's very, very good. 79% from me. What about you?
I don't think I would do this either, but it's actually quite good. I'm going to give this 79 too.
79% from me, 79% from Thea. Let's move on to the next trick. Okay, so the final two tricks, we're kind of merging them together. We are going to be taking the new Snowstorm pellets that have been released by Murphy's Magic, because Snowstorm has been around forever. Everybody and their mother has seen Snowstorm over the years, but the Snowstorm pellets have actually been quite difficult to get hold of. And what Murphy's Magic have done recently is they've bought out their own Snowstorm pellets, which actually are a really good size, and it comes with a tutorial teaching you how to do various different routines with the snow pellets. So we've had a few people asking us to review that, but also we're going to be reviewing the SnowTable by Thomas More, which is a way of accomplishing snowstorm without actually using a fan, which is the traditional way of doing it. The traditional way of doing it, exactly. Now, to give you a little bit of a history lesson very, very quickly before we show you a performance of Thea, the Snowstorm has been around for years and years and years, and originally it used a fan. Kevin James was the first person to actually come up with a way of using a hidden device to blow the snow up in the air, because when you're using a fan, obviously the fan is the thing that's causing the snow to go up in the air. Kevin James had the idea of saying, well, if there's a hidden fan effectively, then what you can do is you can make it look like it's snowing but with no visible method of the snow going up in the air. And in fact, and he built his first prop into the stool that you sat on. And in actual fact, in the warehouse, we've got an original Kevin James snow animator. And then over the years, various different people have put them in various different things. Bond Lee has versions, and Kevin James came up with numerous different ways of doing this, all of them designed to have the apparatus hidden in something so it looks like it's just blowing. And a lot of these are actually really loud, so you have to have the music really loud to cover. And then along comes our friend Thomas More. Thomas is an illusion builder based in the UK. He builds a lot of the illusions that Ryland and Thea use in their show, don't they? Trigonometry is
You've got
Paradox is one of his as well. Quack the Duck.
Quack.
Your
Quack.
signature trick, Quack the Duck. I mean, honestly, you're starting to look like a Thomas More tribute act at this point, Thea, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, Quack the Duck is another example. And this is another Thomas More trick. So this one is the SnowTable. And what the SnowTable is it's a table, very thin table. And it's got a hidden fan in it. Yeah. But the table, because, I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute. Shall we show them a performance of you doing this? So we've got two videos. The first video is rehearsal footage of you doing this, because you've been wanting to do Snowstorm since you first got into Magic. Like when you were like 8, you wanted to do Snowstorm. Because when she was 8, she used to love Frozen. You still love Frozen, right?
Yeah.
But you don't like to admit it these days because you're 11 years old, and it's not cool to like Elsa. Is that right? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thea loves Frozen.
No.
She doesn't. I'm joking. She doesn't love Frozen. She loves Peppa Pig.
No, I do not.
You used to.
You love Peppa Pig.
I do. I'll admit it.
When I was 2 years old, I liked it. Okay?
Yes. So anyway, she's been wanting to do Snowstorm since she was 8 years old, and we've finally got around to actually putting a routine together for her. Now, you've only done it in your show once, haven't you, so far? So the first, but you spent ages rehearsing it and making the warehouse a mess, and making my cave a mess, and making everywhere a mess that she rehearses. And then making Ryland clean up after you.
Well, the performance Ryland cleaned, the cave, because it was carpet and it was hard, and I was busy. Ryland cleaned, but the warehouse I cleaned.
Well, Mom finished it off for you.
Not finished, helped.
Helped. Anyway, you're going to see a rehearsal footage, and then there's another video we'll show you as well. So first of all, here's some rehearsal footage of Thea performing or rehearsing her Snowstorm routine. So that was a video of Thea rehearsing her snowstorm routine. We've also got a short clip of you doing it in your first ever show. So the first ever show, well, not your first ever show, the first ever show that you actually did it in. Oh, we've got a dog barking. Don't worry about it. The first ever show that we did it in was you went to Birmingham Children's Hospital with Ryland and Tom, didn't you?
Yes.
And you were performing in the ward for the kids at Birmingham Children's Hospital, and you're performing Snowstorm. We've got a clip of you doing it in your show. Didn't you close the whole show? Like you, Thomas, and Thea, you and Thomas and Ryland were performing in this show, and you closed the whole show with Snowstorm.
Yes.
Wow. I wasn't there. I don't know. Right, let's have a look at a very small clip of Thea doing this to a live audience at Birmingham Children's Hospital. So, that is Snowstorm. We're going to talk about the pellets from Murphy's. We're going to talk about the actual snowstorm table itself. Let's start with the snowstorm table, the snow table. Tell us about it. Why is it good?
I think it's good. Obviously, I've never done the actual, fan. I think it'll be better than the fan because obviously you like that, and obviously that's been around.
It just looks like the snow is just appearing out of anywhere.
Yeah, and obviously I actually find it really good because you can basically use that table during the show as putting all your stuff on, so then it just looks like a table for the stuff.
And it's a super thin table, isn't it? It's not a very big table at all. It's super thin because the original snow animators were hidden in a stool that was this thick. But as technology has got better, they've been able to shrink down all of this stuff. So now it's built into this table and it's really, really small. Yeah. It doesn't look like there could be anything built into the table. Yeah. The other thing is it shoots out at an angle, doesn't it? It's only one part of the table that the blow goes from. Is that right? So you can put stuff all over the table. Like in your performance, you had the tissues there, you had the glass there, you had the pencil there, but that doesn't affect the gust of air coming out of the table. Is that right?
No, it doesn't affect it.
Also, there's an on-off switch that you can switch on and off in performance if you want to.
Yes.
But it's better to switch it on before the show. And it'll just stay on power. It'll just stay on standby until you need it. And then there's a secret button hidden on the table, isn't there? Yeah.
There's basically a secret button in line with the fan. Now, obviously, I found it hard. I was obviously searching for it a lot. So what I did is I marked it right underneath. So now all I have to do is when I put the pencil down, just press it and I know exactly where it is.
That's great. And isn't there a delay at that point before it actually starts?
There's a 5-second delay. So what I do is I look at my hand, obviously, and I slowly bring it together and I slowly start to rub and then it turns on.
Okay. And then boom, it's on and job done.
Yep.
Next question. There's a switch inside so you can decide how high you want it to go. So in the table, you can set it to have either a really strong gust or a really short gust, depending on how far and how big you want it to go up into the air. Which is great. So you can adapt it accordingly. But I know one of the big things about this is it's battery operated. It's not one of the things where you have to constantly recharge batteries, right? It's traditional batteries that you can buy from a shopping market, which is good for a couple of different reasons. One, I am sick to death of constantly having to charge electronics up before your show, especially for Ryland. Every 5 minutes I'm charging something up for Ryland. Don't talk to me about that stupid candle act with 9 different remote controls. It gives me an aneurysm.
I think that should be a signature trick.
Nope, I hate that trick.
The reason you hate it is you have to charge a lot of stuff up, and the second thing is it's got a lot of buttons.
It's got too many buttons. It's got too many buttons.
It's got 10 at this point.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But with this, you don't have to charge anything up. You've just got batteries in there. And then when you need to replace it, you just change the batteries, which is great. And you'll notice that the batteries are running down because the gust won't be as strong. So you go, okay, right, before the next show, I'm going to have to change the batteries. And the table, you can put other stuff on the table. You mentioned that, but you were doing that in your show, weren't you?
I like how it's a table, and you can, and it's actually quite good because you can put your stuff on it. I put my ropes on it, Ryland put his cubes on it, and it just looked like a table where we put lots of stuff on. And then when we brought it out, it was basically just our
It's ready to go.
Yeah.
It's ready to go, which is great. So the SnowTable, I think, is the best way to do Snowstorm.
Yeah.
It packs down really small, doesn't it? Like that entire act.
That whole entire thing, the pencil, the tissues, can't think what it's called. The
glass.
No, not the glass.
The table, the stand for the table.
Yeah, the table, the stand. Everything that I need for the SnowTable is literally fits in a small case.
Like a silver case.
Yeah, a silver case.
And it's quick to set up as well, isn't it? When you get to the
really
gig.
Quick to set up.
So so you can have it in the case.
Yep.
It packs down really quickly.
Yep.
Sets up really quickly.
Yep.
Obviously, the only negative is it's going to cause a mess. But you have to, you square that away with the client, because, as long as the client's happy with it, then that's not a problem. You tend to ask beforehand, don't you? You tend, when you go to a gig, you go, well, not all of them. Like, if you're going to a holiday park, it's fine. Like, when you do your holiday park stuff.
Like with the show that I
Birmingham
Children's Hospital. Obviously, I needed to ask if I could do this little thing, because SnowTable, obviously, because all the children are so they don't want it breathing in. That's why we had it as the final.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, in terms of the actual snow pellets, they're the ones from Murphy's. They come in packs of 10 or 12, I think, don't they?
Yes, I think it's 12.
Comes in packs of 12. They're the perfect size, aren't they? They are. I mean, you've got
perfect size for my hand.
Great, because your hands are quite small.
Yeah.
But you're able to palm those things perfectly, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how easy are they to use? Like when you rub them, they come apart well.
They're really easy. All you have to do is rub your hands nice and slowly. Does it automatically.
Perfect.
As long as you have it in a little wind bit where it's coming out, the wind's coming out. So all you have to do is put it there, rub nice and slowly. There you go.
It's going to do its thing. On the tutorial, there's no tutorial with the SnowTable, as you would expect with Thomas More stuff. You don't need a tutorial. But with the Snowstorm pellets, there is a tutorial. And Javier goes through lots of different ways of using Snowstorm. The method that Thea uses is one of the methods on the tutorial for the Snowstorm tablet. So if you don't know how to do Snowstorm, obviously there's lots of references. You've looked up Jeff McBride's routine. You've had a look at different routines. But the Murphy's Doubt tutorial, and this is one of the reasons we wanted to review these, most of the times in the past when you've bought snow tablets or your Snowstorm pellets or whatever they are, there's been no tutorial. This comes with a really good tutorial. It teaches you so many different ways of doing this. It teaches you how to use a fan. It teaches you how to use the method Thea uses, where she rips up a piece of tissue paper, puts it in the cup, and then takes it out and does that. It teaches you that. It teaches you methods if you don't want to use the water. It teaches you lots of different ways of actually using these snow pellets. It's about a 40-minute tutorial of Javier going through a lot of different ideas. So if you are looking to learn Snowstorm and you don't know where to look, this tutorial that comes with the snow pellets are great. Really, really good. The Murphy's Snowstorm tablets, pellets, whatever you want to call them, they're the best that I've ever seen. What would you say?
Yeah, I think they're the best as well, yeah.
And I've looked at different versions in the past. Like before you got into Magic, Ryland played around with Snowstorm.
Yes.
Different method to you. Sure. Didn't have a SnowTable.
He did the fan.
And he didn't use water.
And he didn't use water.
No, he just basically took a piece of tissue paper, turned it into a
snowflake.
And he just did a switch and went to get the fan and did. I think the way you do it is better.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
He doesn't do it anymore, so.
No, he doesn't do it anymore. But I think that this is. Yeah, I think. Look, if you want to learn Snowstorm and you're on a budget, get some of the Murphy's Snowstorm tablets. They are brilliant, and the tutorial will show you how to do it. Even if you've just got a fan, you're going to be able to perform that routine. Oh, one question. Obviously, you use music during the SnowTable. How loud is it? Because that's kind of an important consideration. Because a lot of the older ones were really loud, like, and you had to turn the music up full blast, else they'd understand.
you don't have to turn it up full blast. It isn't as that, like, but you have to have music. You have to have it quite higher, because it does make a.
It's quieter than I've ever heard these things before.
Yeah, it's like a sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you have to have the music a little bit high, but not that high.
Yeah, but I mean, you did it really close to the audience at Birmingham Children's Hospital, and just with the music loud or loudish, they didn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
So there you go. So what would you give the tablets, and what would you give the SnowTable?
I would give the. You go first.
Well, the SnowTable, I'd say, is 100%. If you're wanting to do Snowstorm, this is absolutely the way to do it. I can't think of a better way of doing Snowstorm than using this. It's amazing. I'm going to give it 100%. And the tablets, I'm going to give 100% as well. Because if you're looking to do Snowstorm and you want a bunch of ideas to be able to do it in different ways, and you want some creative ideas and options, Javi is going to go through those. I think that the two of them together are brilliant. I'm giving them both 100%.
I'm going to give SnowTable 110%. Because obviously it's probably my new favourite trick. I actually love it.
You said that you want to close every single show with this, don't you?
110%. And then the snow palettes, let's just go, because it's part of the same thing. They're really good. Obviously they give you the thing. I'm going to go 100%.
100%. So there you go. 100% from Thea, 100% from me, 110% from Thea for the SnowTable, 100% from me. If you're wanting, look, here's the thing. We talk about kid shows all the time and how to up the production quality. Doing Snowstorm is such an amazing close to any show, not just at Christmas, but all times of the year. It's just such an amazing way to close a show, and it really takes an act and makes it play so much bigger, which is why it's getting a great review from us. And that is the SnowTable and the snow pellets from Murphy's Magic. So there you go, T. That's another review show in the bag. Thank you. You look almost taller than me now. She's sitting on like 15 cushions.
No, I'm not sitting on 15. I'm sitting on 4.
Plus, you're going to be a very tall girl.
No.
You are. Trust me. Mom is tall. I am tall. You're going to be huge. You're almost taller than Ryland right now. He's a tiny little thing.
No, I'm only up to
He's a tiny little thing.
I'm only up to like
Ryland's
here
tiny.
with Ryland.
Ryland's tiny. He's a hobbit.
No,
Ryland's
I'm
a
here
hobbit.
on Ryland.
Ryland's a hobbit. Ryland's a hobbit. Thank you very much for watching us. Ryland will be back next week. And then you'll be back the week after.
Yay.
So don't forget to leave
Skip next week.
Skip next week. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Let Thea know what you thought. We read all the comments to Thea. So if you want to leave a comment for her, please leave a comment. And even if you think she sucks, just put it down below. We'll be back again next week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow Thea on Instagram. Thea Magic Thea Petty on Instagram. And don't forget to join the Netrix, which is my online streaming platform for magicians. I'll see you again. I'm Craig.
I'm Thea.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
We still haven't figured out what we do at the end.
We'll work it out.